Good evening and welcome to Stryker High School tonight for Thursday night boys high school basketball coverage. Tonight the NWOAL meets the BBC. It's the 2-2 Stryker Panthers against 1-4 Bryan. This is the Oberlin and Turnbull Funeral Homes and Crematory pregame show. Let's start with Stryker, a team that, Adam, you and I saw last Thursday night, played extremely well in the first half. I don't think they played poorly in the second half. It wasn't quite as well. But a lot of positive takeaways. Pettisville played a little bit better, so a tough loss. But they have bounced back and won 2 in a row to get to 2-2 on the season. Overall, what are your thoughts on Stryker here early in the season?
Well, obviously, the first thing that stands out in my mind, toughness of the kids and discipline. That was the thing that really stood out to me last week, especially early in the season. Tyler's got these kids understanding their roles, understanding what he wants out of the offense and even the defensive end. And I thought for the most part they stuck with the game plan. They didn't try to do things that were out of the game plan that they weren't comfortable in doing. I thought the one thing that really kind of showed up in that second half was just lack of depth. They just don't really have a lot of depth right now, and I know that's something that they're going to want to build as the year goes on.
All right, this is my second look at Bryan, your first look. Brock Homeyer in the second year as head coach of the Golden Bears went 1-21 last year. They matched that win total on Thanksgiving weekend with a win on opening night against Edgerton, but now have a 4-game skid with losses to Tenora, Wayne Trace, Eastside, and Hicksville. Now, you know, good losses. There are Hicksville, Tenora undefeated. Wayne Trace undefeated for that matter. Eastside a little bit down, and Wayne Trace is going to be the team that's probably the favorite in the GMC this year. So they've had some moments where they have played well, but this is still a basketball team that's ironing things out here in the early going.
Well, learning how to win. That was something that I remember we talked about when we saw Bryan last year. Find ways to win, learn how to win. Kind of that culture that Coach Homeyer is trying to install, the toughness out there, get after it defensively, the thing that you just worry about early in the year. And again, you mentioned it. They play about as good a schedule as anyone in the area, and especially up to this point. You just want to mentally make sure you're doing the right things, because it can be easy when things are going south just to have it all fall apart. Trying to keep it together. We've seen some signs, as you said, so far this year. Just try to develop a little more consistency throughout the ball game here tonight.
Take a break on the Oberlin and Turnbull Funeral Homes pregame show. Our Bryan Ford Lincoln conversation with Tyler Willis of Stryker is coming up next.
When it comes to protecting what you love, you want an insurance agent that cares more about your world, more about what you need. And that's exactly what you'll get with me, Molly Culler, your local Allstate agent. An agent who doesn't just know what it's like to live in Bryan, but one who wants to protect life here as much as you do. Give me a call for your free quote today. Allstate, you're in good hands.
Allstate and affiliates offer products and services subject to availability, terms, and conditions.
Hi, I'm Paul Rorick Jr. at the Fackler Monument Company in Montpelier, Ohio. We hope that you and your family will have the best that the holiday season affords. The best of health, the best of family, and the best of happiness. The Fackler Monument Company sincerely wishes that you and your loved ones are safe this season and that the coming year will bring you success and happiness. Have a very Merry Christmas and the happiest of New Years from Fackler Monument Company in Montpelier, Ohio. Serving families since 1924.
You know where to go when your vehicle has been in an accident, but why should you take that same vehicle to Jason Dietz Collision and Service when you need an oil change, brake job, or any other routine maintenance? It's because Dave Brown and Sam Bailey have 60 years of combined experience diagnosing and repairing domestic, foreign, and classic automobiles. They have a state-of-the-art alignment machine that ensures a perfect alignment every time, and the training and expertise to fix your problem the first time. So whether it's a crash or take your vehicle to Jason Dietz Collision and Service.
Thursday night boys basketball, Bryan versus Stryker, and our Bryan Ford Lincoln conversation with Stryker head coach Tyler Willis. A week ago, we saw you against Pettisville, and kind of, I guess a better way of describing it, a tale of two halves for Stryker. You played so well in the first half, didn't play, I don't think, particularly poorly in the second half, where Pettisville just kind of raised their game a little bit, and your kids didn't quite play as well second half to first half. I'll let you talk about that, and then how you've been able to bounce back and pick up a couple of wins since then.
Yeah, that game was the tale of two halves, like you said. But, yeah, going back and watching the film of that game, we missed a lot of drives, layups that we didn't miss in the first half. And, give credit to Pettisville. They changed their defense up a little bit and didn't let us get the cuts that we were getting in the first half. We had, I think, 3 or 4 backdoor cuts the first half that we did not get the second. And Pettisville still played well the second half, and we did what we wanted on defense. I think the game ended 38-36. Defensively, I thought we played the game that we wanted to play. Held Jacoby to 10. And it was just missed shots and missed opportunities in that second half, which comes with the territory, and sometimes that happens. You need to figure out how to come through that adversity, being up 10 and a half. But it was a good learning experience for our kids. A non-league game, a lot didn't hurt on that. So, it was a good learning experience. Hopefully, something we can grow from. And then, turning around after that tough loss, which our kids don't like losing Fayetteville ever, and playing Hilltop and Fayette and getting a double win there was a good, good turnaround. And I love seeing that out of our kids. Figuring out how to get through that adversity and then having success.
What'd you like about what'd your kids do well in the wins? Where did they play particularly well in the wins?
Defensively, they are buying in maybe more than I've ever had a team buy in. Now, we still have little things here or there, but we're holding teams to shooting, in the low 20s right now. We have a hand up in the face pretty much at all times. Now, it does help that we have 6'7", 6'4", in the paint. That does help, with shot selection from the other teams. But we're doing a lot better rebounding, too. And that's one thing that Pettisville out-rebounded us. I think they had 18 offensive rebounds, and that was a big thing that we needed to change. And I've really seen it on the defensive end. We have been boxing up so much better, allowing teams to only have that one shot, which is huge. If you're shooting 20% and you're boxing out. Also, our fouls. We've gotten a lot better at our fouls. Fayette, we didn't have a foul the first half. We were reaching there a little bit too much against Pettisville and swatting, trying to block every shot. Now we're staying on our feet and are able to stay out of foul trouble, which with us playing 6-7 guys is crucial.
Let's talk Bryan. Now, I saw them on opening night against Edgerton. They won. It was a competitive game back and forth between Bryan and Edgerton. I know the record doesn't indicate it, but I walked away that night thinking this is a better basketball team. And I know, as I said, the record doesn't show it right now. They're 1-4, but from a coaching perspective, what do you see when you watch this Bryan team play?
Well, I'd say a well-coached, physical, athletic team. They do all the little things right. They hustle incredibly hard. They're defensively, they're going to be in your shorts. You have to deal with that. From tip. I mean, every made basket, they're pressing you, and every missed basket, they're going to pick you up at half court, and they're not going to let you do what you want to do. They're going to try to force you into tough situations where you have to attack their pressure. And, they're just not shooting well right now. That's it. They're getting the shots. They're just not falling right now. So they'll be fine. They'll come around, hopefully not tonight. But they will come around. All their games have been competitive. They're not getting blown out. They're not, that Wayne Trace game was a prime example. That's a really good Wayne Trace team, and they held their own on it against them and had it in single digits there in the fourth quarter. So they're a well coached and athletic group, and there's not one kid that is scoring a lot. They're all pretty much kind of how we are, where they're around the 8-9 point range, and they're doing exactly what you'd want as a coach, where you have 6-7 guys that could score at any time.
Let's talk a little bit about this matchup that, in scheduling, Bryan. From the outside, I would say that when the smaller schools get Bryan on the schedule, this is a big game for them because you're playing a Division II school. Bryan's the biggest school in the county. Is that how you see it, how your kids see it?
Yeah, definitely. Anytime you can play a bigger school where, the lack of students and the lack of student athletes is this dramatic, from us having 40 and them having, over 200. It's definitely a thing that our kids get excited for, and we're always excited to play a bigger school, and especially a school, in Williams County. I love it because when we travel, it's a short bus ride. I want to schedule everybody close to it. So that we can, not have to travel that far. But it is neat. A lot of these kids know each other, play against each other on other sports, and in AAU play with each other. So So it's nice to have this, next door neighbor kind of aspect to it. And we get excited about it for sure.
Hey, Tyler, thanks for the time. Best of luck against Bryan in this one tonight. Should be a fun matchup.
I appreciate it. Thank you, Andy.
Check out the newest, most exciting venue in the area. The Eager Beaver Axe Hole is Defiance's first axe throwing venue with axe throwing lanes, VIP room, full service bar, pool leagues, and more. Schedule your lane today. Find them on Facebook, Instagram, or call 419-980-7121. That's 419-980-7121. The Eager Beaver Axe Hole, Defiance's first axe throwing venue.
You know texting while driving is dangerous. That's not new information, yet most people admit to doing it anyways. Drivers are 23 times more likely to be involved in a car accident while texting. Know the facts and wait to text. The danger is real and it applies to you. Auto Owners Insurance, the no problem people. Visit Andrews O'Neill & Lowe with offices in Archbold, Bryan, or Wauseon, or visit us online at andrewsoneillandlowe.com.
When you're in need of a new appliance, go to your local appliance dealer, Direct Link Appliance and Hardware in Bryan, and take it home today. They carry hundreds of new, used, and scratch and dent appliances in stock, and they carry the brands you need. Speed Queen, Whirlpool, Maytag, KitchenAid, Amana, and GE to take home right now with you. Then when you have something wrong in years to come, Direct Link will also service everything. No need to call that 800 number and talk to someone you don't know. Just call Direct Link at 419-636-4541, and they'll be out to fix it for you, whether it's under warranty or not. Direct Link Appliance and Hardware in Bryan, your local appliance dealer. You never know what life will throw your way, so you always need to be protected. At Danielle Van Atta Agency in Bryan, they will take care of you. With years of experience and expertise in the field, Danielle and her team will get you headed in the right direction with your home, auto, life, or business insurance. So when life throws something at you, you know you're protected the right way. Contact Danielle Van Atta Agency today at 1318 East High Street, Suite A in Bryan, or call 419-636-0408. Danielle Van Atta Agency, ready to help protect you.
The Bryan Parks and Recreation Department would like to wish the Bryan Golden Bears good luck in tonight's game. The Bryan Parks and Rec offers a wide variety of classes for you during the entire year and an array of sporting events all year long. Check out what the Bryan Parks and Recreations Department has going on at bryanparksandrec.com or like them on Facebook. The Bryan Parks and Rec hopes to see you in one of the many parks that Bryan has to offer and enjoy the facilities. Questions about the classes or rental of one of their facilities, call 633-6030.
Back at Stryker, Adam Gubernath, want to dive into your thoughts on this one. Let's start with Bryan here on the road. How do they put the brakes on this four-game skid?
Well, I think what they want to do is control the boards. We know Stryker can be a very physical team. I'd like to see Bryan kind of match that physicality here tonight. Let's maximize possessions. I know that's something that talking with Brock Homeyer and knowing his dad, Kevin Homeyer, who's on his staff through the years when he was down at Continental, he always would talk to me about maximizing possessions. Making sure not only are you getting the shot that you want, but you make the defense work a little bit as well. I thought last year when we would see them a lot of times it just seemed like it was a rushed offense sometimes. Be patient, get the shot that you want. Be physical on the boards. I think they need to do that here tonight because we know Stryker will be very physical underneath tonight.
And listen, we know that that's going to be a challenge for them. They're not blessed with overall size, and you're not going to win every night on the glass, but you better find a way to be competitive.
There you go. That's the thing. I mean, they don't have to come out and win the rebounding battle by like 10 or 15, but be competitive. If they're getting out rebounded by 10, at the half, and that's something that would be a big detriment, but you're exactly right. Be competitive on the boards here tonight.
How about Stryker? What you saw of them last week, but what did you feel like, all right, this is a great recipe for success for them?
Elijah Juilliard, we both love this kid. I mean, the way that he has improved, and you talk about maximizing your possessions, maximizing your playing time. He did that last year, and now in more of a lead role, and boy, we were just impressed with him last week, the ability to go right, the ability to go left in on the basket. I think it starts with him, and then they've got the ability to hit some shots on the perimeter, and that's what they were able to do in the first half last week against Pettisville. They started inside. Juilliard had some success, and then the defense collapsed down, and it opened up things for other guys, especially around the elbow area where they could hit those 12 to 15-foot jumpers. Do that, and then impose your physicality on Bryan team that maybe doesn't want to be as physical as you here tonight.
We're going to slide into the Fackler Monument Company starting lineups for tonight, starting with a 1-4 Bryan Golden Bears, coached by Brock Homeyer. The lineup looks like this: Maddox Langander for a 6'1" junior, Jace Kepler, a 6'1" junior, Evan Cox, a 6'1" senior, Sam Harold, a 5'11" junior, and Carter Dominic, a 6'2" senior or a sophomore.
For the Stryker Panthers, 2-2 for head coach Tyler Woolis. Elijah Juilliard is the 6'6" senior. Mateo Villanueva is a 5'10" senior. Michael Donovan, a 5'11" junior. Jacob Cadwell, a 6'1" junior, and Levi Barnum is a 6'4" senior.
Starting lineups presented by the Fackler Monument Company in downtown Montpelier. For the Tri-State's best selection of monuments, Fackler Monument Company in downtown Montpelier. The officials who are working the game tonight and have their eyes on the game, presented by Tri-State Vision Center, they are Dave Tingley, Dean Rose, and Kyle Miller. For all of your eye care needs, remember the Tri-State Vision Center of Northwest Ohio. Tyler Willis in his 6th year as head coach here at Stryker, 2 up and 2 down, have lost this year to have lost to Toledo Christian and Pettisville, followed it up with wins over Hilltop and Fayette. Tyler 61 and 61 as the head coach here at Stryker. Brock Homeyer in his 2nd year as head coach, 1-21 a year ago, 1-4. They won over Edgerton on opening night and have dropped 4 straight now. Tenora, Wayne Trace, Eastside, Indiana, and lost on Tuesday night against Hicksville. So Bryan in the midst of playing a 3-game week here, almost like that NBA schedule, Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, and Defiance on the other end, a fantastic team. This is one of those games that if you're Bryan, you have to feel like, not that they don't go into games thinking they're going to win, but this is one of those gettable type games, Adam.
Well, you want to get off to a good start. It's cliche. Everyone wants to get off to a good start. Obviously, you want to hit a couple of shots early, get settled a little bit, and get comfortable in what you're doing. But I think it's more important tonight for Bryan to get off to that quick start, get into the flow of the game, get some of that confidence going, and see where it takes them.
That'll do it for the Oberlin and Turnbull Funeral Homes and Crematory pregame show. 2-2 Stryker, 1-4 Bryan. The opening tip from Stryker when we come back.
Hi, I'm Paul Rorick Jr. at the Fackler Monument Company in Montpelier, Ohio. We hope that you and your family will have the best that the holiday season affords. The best of health, the best of family, and the best of happiness. The Fackler Monument Company sincerely wishes that you and your loved ones are safe this season and that the coming year will bring you success and happiness. Have a very Merry Christmas and the happiest of New Years from Fackler Monument Company in Montpelier, Ohio. Serving families since 1924.
The Bryan Athletic Boosters' mission is to support, promote, and inspire competitive sports in Bryan with an emphasis on high school athletics. With white level support, a $25 donation gives you a window clean. Purple level is a $50 donation, which gives you the choice of a cinch sack or a poncho. Gold level support is a $100 donation that gives you Bryan Strong All Sports flag. And lastly, a $200 Bryan Strong donation gives you all of these, including any combination of 3 items from the purple donation. Become Bryan Strong today and offer your patient support. Go Bears.
Have a water softener and need to get some salt? Donaldson's Ace Hardware on North Union Street in Bryan has just what you need. Diamond Crystal's Water Softener Salt. Get 50-pound bags of Solar Natural salt crystals or 40-pound bags of Iron Fighter salt pellets. Diamond Crystal works on most water softeners and can help extend the life of your appliance. Plus, it comes in easy-to-handle bags. So if you're in need of salt for your water softener, get to Donaldson's Ace Hardware in Bryan and pick up your bag of Diamond Crystal salt today. Jason Deach Collision and Customs is Northwest Ohio's largest trailer dealer with over 300 trailers in stock, from 53-foot race trailers and custom toter homes to open deck car trailers, dump trailers, landscape trailers, and equipment trailers. But they don't just sell trailers, they service them, add options, and do repairs on any brand. Because they're racers themselves, they know how to build the trailer right for your racing needs. Stop by their Edgerton location or shop 24/7 at jasondeachtrailersales.com. If you can dream it, they can build it at Jason Deach Collision and Customs. Willis Electric takes pride in doing electrical work for residential, commercial, and industrial settings. They're ready to complete any job you have, big or small, they do it all. Give Willis Electric a call at 428-3161 for your next electrical job. They'll do it fast and they'll do it right the first time. They're located 5 miles south of Stryker at the intersection of State Route 191 and US 6. Willis Electric takes pride in their service and also takes pride in supporting the Stryker Panthers. Good luck, Panthers.
Andy Brigle, Adam Gubernath here on a Thursday night in Stryker. Adam, you heard me talk to Tyler a little bit about this being a big game for Stryker. This is the big school in the county coming to your gym. I mean, this is the equivalent. You're a Napoleon guy. If you're playing PH, Liberty Center, Holgate, they want to beat Napoleon. I don't care if Bryan, they're 1-4. Doesn't matter to Stryker. Edgerton on opening night, they want to win these type of games.
Oh, absolutely. Just like in Defiance County for the 4 GMC schools in the county that when they do play Defiance, it's a big deal because, as you said, kind of looked upon as it's the big school in the county. Don't ever underestimate that, and if you're a coach, anything you can use to help motivate your kids a little more, you'll use it.
Bryan won the JV game tonight, 29-21. Another stat that we want to, I guess I just want to throw this out there. Maybe it's not even a stat that we're going to keep, but we mentioned rebounding. Part of the toughness that Brock Homeyer wants to instill in this group is, you know what, we better be winning 50-50 balls, because if we're not going to win on the glass because of our size, when we can't be outworked too.
Absolutely. Do the little things, that are going to be so crucial. Little things add up to the big things, and if they're willing to dive and get those loose balls, make the hustle plays, they can just feed off of that.
Juilliard for Stryker, Dominic for Bryan meet. They just fist bump at center circle, ready to get this thing underway. Dean Rose will throw it in the air on this Thursday night. Back-to-back-to-back boys games here this weekend on V-Rock Sports as Juilliard taps it to Barnum, who hands to Cadwell. Bryan picks him up man-to-man. It'll be Jace Kepler on him as Stryker moves right to left. It'll be shoveled off to Juilliard. Juilliard to Cadwell, right side on the wing. Lost his dribble because he picked it up. Nice funnel inside to Juilliard. Fouled on the floor. It's a hold. There are 2 or 3 possibilities for Bryan to get that foul, and it'll be Jace Kepler who will get the first foul of the basketball game.
Well, he's a matchup problem at 6'6", obviously tallest kid on the floor, but he moves really well, can use the left and the right hand.
Here is Michael Donovan out in front. Touches it right side to Barnum. Barnum skip pass back to Donovan. Rise and fire 3 on the wing. Nothing but nylon for Michael Donovan. And we're off and running here in Stryker.
Overload on the one side, weak on the other, and they found the open man.
Bryan on near turnover, tapped out of bounds off Stryker. Bears will see Kepler inbounds along the baseline. Stryker going to go man-to-man off the inbounds. Backside wide open, at least initially, and Langendorfer then sees the shot, or gets a second shot blocked as well. Here's Harold. He's swatted as well. Juilliard back-to-back blocks on the interior, and it's Stryker ball.
Well, again, he's 6'6" and long, and they just kept on challenging him at the rim, and credit Elijah. He never brought the arms down, never got him with the body. 3 blocks on the first possession for that young man.
OG an early girls lead on Wapak 9-6 after 1. Here's Stryker basketball. Cadwell lost the dribble out of bounds. Just kind of went high, went off the knee, and out of bounds into the Bryan bench.
Turnover's not a major issue when we saw Stryker last week against Pettysville, but they were much more magnified in the second half when Pettysville made their run.
Here's Harold. High post, it goes to Dominic just above the foul line. Gives to Kepler on the right point. Bounce pass to Kepler to Maddox Langendorfer, who sticks the open jumper. Maddox Langendorfer, first shot, nice feed from Harold.
Yeah, they moved the ball quickly around the perimeter and found the open man.
Here's Donovan at midcourt. Bryan picking up full court pressure to Juilliard in the front court. Knocked away by Langendorfer into Harold's hands. Now up the sideline it goes to Evan Cox. The main problem for Bryan last year, this year, they just don't score the basketball a lot. Nice look inside from Cox, tapped away, but right to Harold, and then an extra pass, too unselfish, and it'll be a Bryan turnover. Sam Harold should have just taken the 5-footer.
Yeah, I think he saw Elijah Juilliard just kind of waiting in the wings a little bit, and 3 blocks on the first possession kind of have a tendency to change your attitude about going to the rim.
1-2-2, full court pressure. Cadwell to Donovan, middle of the floor, now to the front court to Barnum. Barnum, no look, right side to Juilliard. Gets Harold off his feet, blocked from behind by Langendorfer, and it will stay with Stryker.
How about Maddox Langendorfer and Elijah Juilliard, both wearing number 1s out there, doing a little talking after that block.
Here's Barnum.
Spirited rivalry.
We love to see that early on in this one. Villanueva over to Donovan. Donovan to the right wing. Pick and roll wasn't there. He'll circle out in front. To the high left side, it comes to Cadwell. 3-2 Stryker. Villanueva for three on the wing. It's an air ball. The putback, however, is good by Levi Barnum.
He has a tendency just to be in the right spot at the right time, kind of does the dirty work for the Stryker team, and no one put a body on him, and he got the easy offensive rebound.
First two for him tonight. It's a 5-2 Stryker lead. Cox on the wing, Cox on the elbow. Knocked away by Barnum, creating another giveaway. Cadwell to the wing to Villanueva. Dribble drive, wraparound pass, a little windmill action into Juilliard. A double down on him. He'll flip it back to Villanueva. Drop step, up and under, not there. Tosses it out, Barnum. Barnum jump stop, right side, soft touch. Barnum, two more.
How about a strong move to the baseline for the young man? He had a defender kind of on his hip the entire time.
7-2 on the Andres O'Neill and Lowe scoreboard. Stryker in front. 5 minutes to play in the opening quarter. Cox into the corner to Kepler. Little curl move to Langander. First shot fake. Barnum took it away. Kick out to Cox for three. It's an air ball. And on the rebound, we're going to get a hold called on Stryker. It's going to go on Mateo Villanueva. First sub will be Bryan, and it'll be Dylan Koenig who will come in. Koenig is a 5'6" junior. Kepler from the baseline into Carter Dominic out high. Dominic swoops around to the left baseline. Drop step, jump hook, no good. But they got Juilliard on the foul. And that's what Carter Dominic will bring to you, Adam. He's pretty fearless on the interior.
And, again, Juilliard stands 6'6". He's already got the 3 block shots. That doesn't mean you just avoid going in there altogether. You still have to challenge him. And that time did a nice job with his body, shielding off the defender. And the only way Juilliard was going to get a hand on the shot was to foul him, and that's exactly what he did.
Substitution for Stryker as they continue to search for depth. Daniel Donovan has come in for the first time. They gave that foul to Juilliard. Dominic missing both free throws. And the rebound to Stryker, up 7-2. 4.5 to go in the first. Here's Michael Donovan, top of the circle. Hands it to Villanueva. Villanueva in the lane. Nice spin move. Now a little fadeaway, and Villanueva, he did a great job there, Adam, of just carving out enough space to pull the trigger. And a timeout, Bryan. 9-2 start for Stryker. Back in 30 seconds.
You worked hard for your money. That's why we see to it that your money works hard for you, not someone else. At Midwest Community Federal Credit Union, our earnings belong to our members and go right back to work for you, from better rates to lower fees. We've got the products and people to help you build a more fantastic future every step of the way. Join 14,000 other people just like you who want to do more with their money. Imagine a different possibility at Midwest Community Federal Credit Union.
Adam, a 4-for-6 start to this game for Stryker from the field.
Again, what we saw last week, getting the ball into the spots on the floor that they want to. They had the wide open 3, but everything else has been 10 feet and in. Dribble drive, getting penetration into the paint and hitting their runners.
Bryan 1 for 5 from the field, and a turnover? No, they'll survive this one. Bryan catches a break. It was a lazy pass that ends up bouncing off of a knee of a Stryker player. Far sideline inbounds coming from Sam Harold. Gets it in to Jace Kepler. Kepler to the high left side to Koenig now. Koenig top of the key. On the wing to Dominic. To Harold. Both teams have been man-to-man. Langenderfer, who has the only points for the Bears, hands to Kepler. Kepler high post to Dominic. Hands right back. Elbow jumper. Kepler no good. Rebound goes to Stryker. A lot of one-and-done trips here for Bryan.
Yep, not getting much action on the offensive glass, that's for sure.
Here's Barnum all the way to the right wing. Barnum snaps it cross-court now. Here's Villanueva, back to Barnum. 3:40 to go in the quarter, 9-2, Stryker. With it is Cadwell. He'll circle it and now go cross-court. Villanueva off the bounce. Nice job using that quickness. And he got Carter Dominic where he wanted him, had a little bit of a stumble, knocks down the short J.
Tyler Willis does a great job teaching his kids the skip pass, and they've done it so well here tonight. Leads to open looks at the basket.
11-2 start in this one for Stryker. Jace Kepler near midcourt. Kepler picked up by Donovan. Tyler Willis couldn't talk more glowingly about the work that Stryker has done on the defensive end. He loves the effort and execution that's happening on that end right now.
They play hard.
This is a team that has, I think, in my opinion, Adam, a pretty good ceiling for them this year.
Oh, absolutely.
Going left with it. Kepler gives Langendorfer in the lane. Bumped on the shot. 2 coming for Langendorfer.
Something I think Coach Homeyer would like to see Maddox do a little bit more. He's got the ability to take the ball off the dribble, get to the basket. That's the second time we've seen him do that. This time he's going to be at the free throw line.
Barnum, first foul of the night, team's third. First of 2, and Langendorfer short on the free throw. Aiden Pels and Evan Cox in for Bryan. Juilliard back in for Stryker.
Excuse me, Andy. What we've seen so far, about 2/3 of the way through the quarter, just seems like everything's flowing offensively. I don't like using the word easy all the time, but it's been a heck of a lot easier for Stryker on the offensive end than Bryan. Everything's just kind of been a struggle offensively right now.
And short on the second one, and Juilliard able to control the glass. Up ahead it goes to Cadwell now in the half court. He's got a one-on-one if he wants it. Now flashing. Juilliard has the catch, goes window. Too strong, though. And the miss is boarded by Bryan. Stryker got what they wanted, just unable to knock it in. Bryan, a 1-for-6 start now from the field at the 2:20 mark and rolling in the first. On the right wing with it is Kepler. Throws it to the left point to Cox. Good closeout that time by Cadwell. Cox is a kid that is capable from the perimeter. Kepler, high post, it goes to Harold. Harold in the lane, muscling it up off glass, no good. Rebound, out of bounds off Stryker and Juilliard. It'll stay with the Bears.
Perfect example of what we've talked about at times here tonight. Nice job by Sam Harold using the ball fake, ran off a screen, got the ball down low, pump fake, got the defender off his feet, just not able to finish.
Joe Watson in for the first time, a 6'1 senior. Here's Pels giving to Watson in the lane, leans in, and he's butchered by Cadwell, who was just saving an easy lay-in. And Joe Watson will shoot a pair.
And something that we talked about, little things leading up to big things. He's going to be at the free throw line shooting too, so a chance to get something on this possession. But off the inbounds, the cutter comes across the right side of the lane. He's wide open. He makes a catch. He's shooting a layup there, but he fumbles the pass, and then that just sets it all off. Those little things, like catching the basketball, making a good pass. If he catches it clean, it's an easy layup. If not, they got to set up the offense.
0 for 3 now at the line, Bryan, as Watson missed the first one and missed them both. Going after his loose ball rebound, though. Good hustle. Hands to Harold, now to Kepler. Top of the key, Harold. Foul line to Watson. Bounce pass right side. Kepler launches the triple. That's no good. And on the miss, it's rebounded by Barnum. Up the floor now to Villanueva. Baseline look to Donovan. 90 seconds to play in the quarter. 11-2 Stryker. Here's Juilliard on the right elbow. Juilliard gives back to Donovan, and a traveling violation on Donovan and Stryker.
Well, I don't know if that one was as much as the one a couple seconds earlier that got the Bryan bench all excited, but they got it eventually, I guess.
I had an official tell me once there's no such thing as a makeup call. And I said, yeah. And I got $1.5 million stashed under my mattress, dude. Come on now. Here's Harold to Kepler. Gives it up to Pels. Nice backdoor look, but Cox didn't catch it cleanly, then stumbled, lost the basketball. Barnum able to dig it out. It's another Bryan giveaway. Up the floor now, Daniel Donovan, as we dip under a minute to go in the quarter. Donovan circles it around. Donovan, low post entry now to Juilliard. Single coverage, and then a late help comes, and they challenge. Stryker wanting the foul. Play on, says the men in stripes, and a miss from Juilliard. Here's Harold to Kepler to Pels, and he just didn't look it in.
I remember when I played, Andy, early on in my career, and I'm not saying I was anything to get excited about, even when I went into coaching a little bit, and it was the beginning of the year. We spent so much time on the little things, working on pivoting, working on screening, boxing out. And I know everybody does, but catching the basketball, those are the sorts of things Because if you don't do them,
yeah,
it just throws the timing off, and you get stuff like that.
There's been at least 2 turnovers that Bryan has had of theirs that they just didn't look it in.
And a missed chance at an open layup.
Here now is Daniel Donovan. Stryker may want the final shot. 3 across the top, 20 seconds to play in the quarter.
And knowing the Homeyers, they spent a lot of time on that, which is probably part of the frustration as a coaching staff.
Here's Donovan in the lane. It's Michael Donovan looking for a foul and got it on Evan Cox. His first, team second.
From a fan standpoint, it's been entertaining here in the opening quarter whenever the ball goes down into the paint because you got a lot of animated defenders and these kids are being physical on the floor.
Here's Donovan alone for 3, and it's good. Second 3 of the quarter for Michael Donovan. 14-2 Stryker. Right side, Carter Brown out on top. Kepler around to Harold. A 3-bomb is no good. And that is how your quarter comes to an end. After 1 in Stryker, 14-2 Panthers on B-Rock Sports.
Since 1875, 4 generations of the Krill family have served this area. Krill Funeral Service realizes that the end can be a difficult and emotional time. They will guide you through each and every step of the funeral process, carefully and with integrity. Krill Funeral Service expresses appreciation for your trust in them, and they'll continue to be there for you in times of need. Krill Funeral Service of Edgerton, Eden, and on West Mulberry Street in Bryan, where they offer an on-site crematory.
Newcomer, Schaefer, Spangler, Brininger, and Rakes has served Northwest Ohio for over 120 years, and they provide a full range of legal services, including real estate transactions, estate planning and trust administration, elder law, family law, business planning and litigation, personal injury, workers' comp, criminal and traffic defense, and more. Newcomer, Schaefer, Spangler, Brininger, and Rakes also supports the athletes in schools in Northwest Ohio and wish them the best of luck in this game.
Couple of quick girls scores. End of 1, Kalida doubling up Archbold 20-10. End of 1, Delta 13, Wauseon 10, and that is a non-conference game. Shooting here, Adam, I'll let you dive into a couple of numbers, but Stryker 6 of 10 from the field. Bryan just 2 of 9 shooting.
+2 advantage Stryker on the boards. Turnovers fairly even. Bryan 4, Stryker 3. Stryker's just getting some better open looks.
Good bounce pass on the interior. Reverse layup is good for Joe Watson.
That's about the best look they've had all night at the basket.
That ends a 12-0 run from Stryker. Their biggest lead has been 12 tonight. Now it's at 10, 14-4. Barnum gives it up to Daniel Donovan, right point. Stryker moving right to left in this quarter. Both teams have been man-to-man. Now it is Cadwell. Cadwell being checked by Kepler. A couple of staggered screens out in front. Over to the high right side, it goes now to Michael Donovan. On the wing to Barnum. Wraparound pass in for Juilliard. And getting around nicely defensively that time, Adam, was Joe Watson.
You could tell that the message during the quarter break was on the defensive end because Bryan is playing much more spirited here to start the second quarter.
Got the tip out of bounds. Stryker keeps it. Donovan back inside. Juilliard got an easy lay-in for 2.
What do they say? Sayings like you can't coach speed or height. 6'6" is 6'6". You don't have anyone that can compete. He keeps the ball high. Easy layup.
16-4 Stryker. A minute gone by. Here's Langendorfer. We're in the second. Little hip check and foul on Daniel Donovan.
I guess it's you can't teach speed and you can't teach. Maybe that's why I didn't do much in my career. I tried coaching it.
Heiss used to say that a kid was coachable if you told him in the offseason to go home and grow. That's the sign of a coachable kid. Come back with some inches on you. Here's Jace Kepler checking over to the bench, getting the call from Brock Homeyer. Now to the left side to Cox, who has not scored. 2 for Langendorfer, 2 for Watson. Here's Langendorfer on the wing to Watson. Back to Langendorfer. To the right corner, Harold launches a triple. Got it. Make that Sam Harold drilling the 3.
Starts on the defensive end. They get the ball. They get a couple of buckets to fall. The confidence begins to grow.
16-7 now, Stryker. Out high it goes to Juilliard. Backdoor cut. Cadwell lays it in. Terrific look by Juilliard.
Again, we saw that last week. They get the ball at that high post around the free throw line, those elbows, and so much can happen, and a nice backdoor cut by Cadwell.
Both teams 2 for 2 from the field here, 2 minutes into the second. On the elbow right side, it's Watson. Bounces it inside. Harold blocked, and they're going to get a foul on Barnum. And that's going to be number 2 on Levi Barnum here in this first half. And 2 shots for Sam Harold.
Now, an issue, obviously, because they're not the deepest team in the world. But, again, hats off to Bryan. They got the ball high post. Weak side cutter goes to the basket. Leads to a shot at the rim.
Tyler Woolis has Villanueva at the scorer's table as Harold swishes in the free throw. And Barnum will take a seat with the 2 fouls. Dominic comes in for Watson. Watson gave Bryan good minutes.
Yes, he did.
Second opportunity here. It is up, and it is good for Sam Harold. Give him 5 to lead Bryan. 18-9 Panthers on our Andres O'Neill No scoreboard. Top of the key with a basketball now is Cadwell. Cadwell gives to Juilliard. Back to Cadwell. Pick and roll. Nothing there. Cadwell just below the foul line. Dishes it out to Michael Donovan. Donovan puts it on the deck. Donovan gets in the lane. Muscles it up. No good. Juilliard on the glass. Sticks it in.
We'll say it all night long at this rate. 6'6" is 6'6". Just reached over everyone to grab that rebound.
20-9, 4 for Juilliard. Good balanced scoring for Stryker. Pull-up J on the move is good for Evan Cox from 15. Bryan, a 3-for-3 start from the field here in the second.
A little bit more confident on the offensive end, a little more sure of what they want to do on the offensive end.
20-11 now. Here's Cadwell, sees a lane, and he'll send it up off the window, and it won't roll in. Offensive rebound. Donovan from downtown, no good for 3. And now the loose ball rebound to Kepler. Snaps it ahead to Langendorfer. Back to Kepler. Kepler, high post to Sam Harold. Harold shovels it off now, elevating his Langendorfer. He sticks the medium range jumper.
Third time in this quarter we've seen it. They run up 2 or 3 rub-offs on that high post, and it leads to a nice 15-foot elbow jumper.
20-13 our score. Stryker ball. And a foul on the interior as Dominic and Juilliard were just banging inside. They'll get Dominic with his first.
Now, watching those two, it was only a matter of time before somebody got it, and I think they just gave it to Dominic that time.
Stryker wants a timeout. 4.5 to go in the half. 20-13 Panthers.
If you've been thinking about a remodeling project for your home or business, Field Supply Center in Blakesley should be your first choice. Field Supply Center in Blakesley and not only has all the lumber for that project, they also have all the building supplies you'll need, along with everything you need for the project, including the cabinetry, plus the expertise to help make your home even more beautiful. It's all at Field Supply Center, located in Blakesley. Field Supply Center, wishing good luck to all the players in tonight's game.
Well, we spent that first quarter raving a lot about Stryker's defense. Bryan 4 for 4 shooting. I have to believe that was the purpose of the Tyler Willis timeout, Adam.
Oh, absolutely. They're just getting open look after open look and cashing in on it, and he wants to definitely clean that up.
Michael Donovan off the inbounds. Watson back in, fronting Juilliard. Donovan looks for an angle, now throws a soft skip pass, and Villanueva tapped it toward a teammate, and there's a collision. The foul on the collision will be on Sam Harold.
Well, the cross-court pass from one wing to the other is a very effective pass when it's on a line. That time it just kind of was airlofted a little bit, and just unfortunate because Harold had a beat on it, but it was such a high lofter by the time he got there. There was contact between the two.
Here it comes into Cadwell. Comes to Daniel Donovan. Top of the key to Cadwell. He'll give to Juilliard. Juilliard snaps it left to Michael Donovan. Baseline left, Cadwell. Cadwell nearing the midway point of the second. 20-13 Stryker. They've led by as many as 12 in this one. Bryan just trying to chip away. Cadwell off the bounce. Cadwell to the rim, stripped on the way up, and it's going to be off Stryker. Terrific defense that time, Adam, by Jace Kepler.
Absolutely. You can tell, again, since the quarter break, what Bryan is doing defensively leaps and bounds above what they were doing in the opening quarter.
Here's Kepler with a trap coming. Pivots and comes near side to Harold, and right back now to Kepler, who walks it across the center circle. To the left it goes to Cox. Cox comes near side, and gives it up to Langendorfer. Threw that behind Watson. Loose basketball. Langendorfer went and got it, and then Juilliard took Langendorfer down. They had to call something, and that'll be number 2 on Juilliard.
Yeah, and if you're Tyler Willis, you want Elijah to be getting his fouls down around the rim and everything, not out there at the top between the circles, but he was diving for a loose ball. But now you've got Andy, you've got Juilliard and Barnum, your 2 big post presences on this team on the bench right now with fouls. So an opportunity for Bryan maybe to exploit that in the middle of the paint a bit.
Gavin LeBeau will come in, 5'10 junior. 1-1 Langendorfer, who's 0 for 2 at the line, now 0 for 3 at the line. And the loose ball rebound run down by Langendorfer, though. Bryan will reset. 3.5 to go in the half. 20-13 Stryker. In the lane to Watson. Fade. Up and under. Shot on the way. No good. That's their first miss of the quarter. Coming out of the pack with it is Villanueva, and he'll slow the train down. Villanueva goes right side Donovan. Left alone for a third 3. Short on that one. Rebound Bryan and Kepler. Up the right side it goes. Langendorfer drops it into Watson. Offensive foul as Donovan stood his ground and drew the charge on Joe Watson.
2 biggest kids on either roster tonight, both on Stryker, 6'6", 6'4". Juilliard and Barnum both on the bench in foul trouble. Bryan knows that. They have to be smart, though. That time I think they just were a little too excited, a little too anxious to get into the paint, and it resulted in an offensive foul.
And Donovan did a terrific job of selling
Absolutely.
it. I'm not saying it wasn't a charge.
That's part of it, though.
But Donovan was great on the sell. Cadwell up ahead. Villanueva against an aggressive defense, and he missed the layup. Rebound, Cox and Bryan. Easy lay-in and couldn't cash in. Here's Harold. He gives to Kepler. Dribble drive to the rim with the left hand. That's no good. Outlet now to Daniel Donovan. He'll lean, take a shot off the heel. That's off target. And now we've had some trips, and they've been empty trips as Bryan will come back the other way.
Both teams getting good looks at it at the rim, just not able to cash in.
20-13 Stryker. Coming down on the 2-minute mark left in the first half. Here's Langendorfer, carved out a little space, using the iron a couple of times to drop home.
Get in the middle of the paint.
It is 20-15 now. And that 1-2-2 pressure. Up ahead it comes. Here's Michael Donovan. 14-footer just below the foul line. That's off target, no good. Rebound Sam Harold. And walking it up now is Kepler. Kepler into the front court. Snaps the pass right side over to Langendorfer. Around it goes to Cox. Hands to now Langendorfer. Langendorfer left of the lane. Cox corner jumper. Got it from downtown.
After a 14-2 start, being on the short end of that, Bryan's got it down to 2.
A 16-6 Bryan run. Daniel Donovan, right side Villanueva. Middle of the lane, Donovan pushes it up and in. Daniel Donovan's first deuce of the night, and boy, they needed that.
Oh, did they need that ever? Just kind of settle everyone down, get through this last minute 5.
22-18 on our Andres O'Neill and Lowe scoreboard. Under a minute to go in the first half. Kepler out high to Watson. Watson weaves it to Cox. Spin dribble taken away. Goes to Joe Watson. 4 subs have been sitting at that table for about a minute and a half or two. Haven't gotten a dead ball to come in. Cox to Harold. Inside to Watson. Muscles it up. No good. Rebound save. Watson fouled by Villanueva, who will get his second foul. That's the third starter for Stryker to get 2 fouls. Juilliard, Villanueva, and Barnum. Meanwhile, Bryan has nobody with 2.
And we talked about it. One of the areas of perceived improvement would be the depth of Stryker. It's getting tested here tonight.
Joe Watson, who has scored 2, is 0 for 2 at the foul line. Does connect there. And they're going to try Barnum with the 2 fouls and trust him. Meanwhile, Pels is back. Dominic waiting to get Watson if Watson hits the free throw, and does. 4 for Joe Watson off the bench. So it remains 22-20. 33 seconds left in the first half.
I think if you're Tyler Willis, you want to, if you can, play for the final shot here and get into the locker room.
Barnum into the corner. LeBeau thought about it, thinks better of it, and rotates it around and out in front, eventually to Cadwell. 20 on the clock. Good job by Bryan working their way back from 12 down to a pair right now. Backing out, Cadwell. 8 on the clock. Cadwell to the right side to Barnum. Right back to Cadwell with 4. Here's Daniel Donovan. And a foul is given. Is it in the act of shooting or is it on the floor? They had fouls to give.
Oh,
now they're going to talk
about it, Andy.
Tyler Willis is imploring that it was in the act. And I think it's a 3.
Yes, it would be.
It is shooting.
They're
3.
out here talking, Andy, and I know what they're talking about. They're giving each other what they saw and everything, but from the humor side, they're sitting there saying, all right, who wants to walk over and tell the other side that's going to be upset?
Absolutely. So, free throw number 1 is no good. I'm going to be honest, we do not have, this is a young man wearing 23, and there's no 23 on the varsity or JV roster. Or the freshman roster, for that matter. I'm guessing it's either Batterson or Montag. If we have a Stryker listener that knows who number 23 is and has my number, text me. He missed all 3 free throws, and that's going to wrap up the first half of play. So a great job, Stryker building the lead, and then Bryan rallying. It's 22-20. Stryker as we go to the locker room on B-Rock Sports.
Camco Industries, with facilities located in West Unity, Ohio and Morenci, Michigan, has openings on all 3 shifts for production and assembly operators. We manufacture interior plastic products for the automotive industry. As an operator, you will be required to visually inspect, trim, assemble, and pack parts, as well as label containers. You must be able to pass an entry-level test and a substance abuse test. Camco also has openings for shipping associates, material handlers, and production leads. Camco offers a complete benefit package along with a bonus for the successful completion of probationary status, an attendance bonus, and a referral bonus. If you would like to join our team, please complete an application online at www.kumi-na.com or in person at Camco, 1001 East Jackson Street, West Unity, Ohio, Monday through Friday from 8 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. All rehires will be considered for employment.
Your home is the one place where everything should be perfect, including your air. Starks Plumbing and Heating Services helps you achieve the perfect air you deserve with reliable, groundbreaking, award-winning Lennox products. Call Starks Plumbing and Heating Services and see how soon you can get a Lennox home comfort system that'll help improve your health and your mood. It doesn't get any more perfect than that. Call us today at 1-800-329-4040 or visit us at starksphs.com.
Hi, Dan Stuckey here, broker owner of Real Estate Advantage Team. Are you looking for a realtor that will put your wants and needs first? Whether you're looking for a new home or selling your current home, I am with you every step of the way. If you're selling, I will do a comparative market analysis for you so you know what your home should sell for, and I will market your home using the most up-to-date methods available. If you're ready to buy a home, I will go out of my way to get you in the home of your dreams. I work around your schedule and provide you with all the information you need to make the best home buying decision. With over 25 years of real estate experience, I am your trusted real estate advisor. Also, as a Christian-based business, when you buy or sell a home through Real Estate Advantage Team, I will donate 10% of the company's net income from your sale to a church or nonprofit charity of your choice, honoring you as the reason for the donation. So let's get you moving. Call 419-636-5100. That's 419-636-5100.
Hi, I'm Molly Color, your local Allstate agent. I live and work here just like you. And with all kinds of local insurance advice, I am someone you can count on to help you protect all that's good in your life. I make it easy to save on the quality protection you need. I will even help do the switching and paperwork for you. So stop by my office today for a quote. We are located on West High Street in Bryan. That's 1111 West High Street in Bryan.
Good luck and go Panthers from everyone associated with the Stryker Athletic Boosters. The Stryker Athletic Boosters is always proud to be a part of Stryker Athletics, and they want to salute the hard work of all the athletes that are competing this season. If you'd like to be a member of the Stryker Athletic Boosters, contact a coach or a booster member. Good luck and go Panthers from everyone associated with the Stryker Athletic Boosters.
Willis Electric takes pride in doing electrical work for residential, commercial, and industrial settings. They're ready to complete any job you have, big or small, they do it all. Give Willis Electric a call at 428-3161 for your next electrical job. They'll do it fast and they'll do it right the first time. They're located 5 miles south of Stryker at the intersection of State Route 191 and US 6. Willis Electric takes pride in their service and also takes pride in supporting the Stryker Panthers. Good luck, Panthers.
22-20, Stryker with the lead. Let's quickly go over the numbers. Elijah Juilliard with 4, Mateo Villanueva with 4, Michael Donovan with 6, Levi Barnum with 4, Jacob Cadwell 2, Daniel Donovan with 2, and it was Will Donovan. Our thanks to the Stryker listener and then a gentleman who came up and told us, again, we didn't have him as 23 in this one, so our big shout out for that. For Bryan, 6 for Maddox Langander, for 5 for Evan Cox, 5 for Sam Harold, and 4 for Joe Watson in that first half. Bryan, much better shooting, and in fact, sizzling in that second quarter. They were 6 of 9, 8 of 18, so that really improved their numbers in the first half. 8 of 18 from the field, 3 of 5 from the three-point line. Stryker, not bad. They were better in the first quarter than the second, 10 of 21 from the field, 2 of 5 from the three-point line. Bryan was 4 for 9 at the foul line. Stryker, those 3 just at the end of the half, there are only 3 free throws they took, so they're 0 for 3.
Yeah, neither team really taking advantage of the free throw line. +1 advantage on the boards in the first half for Bryan. They out-rebounded Stryker by 3 in that second quarter. Each team with 4 turnovers in that first half. I think those are numbers that both teams can live with.
Take another timeout. More on our main stops of Northwest Ohio halftime show after this.
U-Store Storage in Bryan has 44 new 10x20 storage units available on Edgerton Street in Bryan. With 24-hour access and well-lit facilities, U-Store Storage has a unit just for you. Residential and commercial warehouse space is also available. Looking for a storage unit in the Stryker area? Stryker Mini Storage on Industrial Drive has units as well. For all your storage needs, give U-Store Storage or Stryker Mini Storage a call at 419-636-2545.
Hi, I'm Paul Rorick Jr. at the Fackler Monument Company in Montpelier, Ohio. We hope that you and your family will have the best that the holiday season affords. The best of health, the best of family, and the best of happiness. The Fackler Monument Company sincerely wishes that you and your loved ones are safe this season and that the coming year will bring you success and happiness. Have a very Merry Christmas and the happiest of New Years from Fackler Monument Company in Montpelier, Ohio, serving families since 1924.
You do your best to protect your loved ones, and while you may keep a fresh battery in your smoke detector and have a reliable home security system, there's a whole different type of protection you may be missing. A life insurance policy from Auto Owners Insurance is a way to safeguard your loved ones now and in the future. Meet with your local independent agent and secure a policy today to protect their tomorrows. Visit Andrews O'Neill & Lowe in Archbold, Bryan, or Wasion, or visit us online at andrewsoneillandlowe.com.
Are you looking for a mechanic that really knows how to repair both foreign and domestic vehicles? Let me recommend Dave Brown at Jason Dietz Customs and Collisions. Dave has spent the last 25 years diagnosing and repairing all makes and models of vehicles in Northwest Ohio. And he's now teamed up with Jason Dietz on State Route 6 just east of Edgerton. So if you're looking for a mechanic that can fix the problem that your last mechanic couldn't, think of Dave Brown at Jason Dietz Customs and Collisions.
The Bryan Parks and Recreation Department would like to wish the Bryan Golden Bears good luck in tonight's game. The Bryan Parks and Rec offers a wide variety of classes for you during the entire year and an array of sporting events all year long. Check out what the Bryan Parks and Recreations Department has going on at bryanparksandrec.com or like them on Facebook. The Bryan Parks and Rec hopes to see you in one of the many parks that Bryan has to offer and enjoy the facilities. Questions about the classes or rental of one of their facilities, call 633-6030.
Halftime show brought to you tonight by the Main Stops of Northwest Ohio. Always open when you need them. The Main Stops of Northwest Ohio. We're going to squeeze in one more timeout. After this, we'll talk about adjustments. 22-20 Stryker in just a moment.
Looking for something different for your next event? The Eager Beaver Axe Hole is perfect for birthdays, corporate parties, and other special occasions. Axe-throwing lanes, full-service bar, keno, pool tables, and more. Reserve your lanes today or ask about their exclusive VIP room. Find them on Facebook, Instagram, or call 419-980-7121. The Eager Beaver Axe Hole, just off State Route 24 in Defiance. Defiance's first axe-throwing venue.
The Bryan Athletic Boosters mission is to support, promote, and inspire competitive sports in Bryan with an emphasis on high school athletics. With white level support, a $25 donation gives you window clean. Purple level is a $50 donation, which gives you the choice of a cinch sack or a poncho. Gold level support is a $100 donation that gives you Bryan Strong All Sports flag. And lastly, a $200 Bryan Strong donation gives you all of these, including any combination of 3 items from the purple donation. Become Bryan Strong today and offer your patron support. Go Bears.
The newest way to save money is also the easiest way to save money. With Midwest Community Federal Credit Union's new rewards checking account powered by Bazing, you get access to thousands of local discounts on shopping, dining, travel, and so much more. All you have to do is show your mobile coupon and save. No matter who you are or what you do, saving money is for everyone. Stop by a Midwest Community branch or visit midwestcommunity.org to open a rewards checking account today.
Okay, Adam, we got a few seconds here. Brock Homeyer's locker room, Tyler Woolis's locker room. Thoughts?
Two different bits of emotion after a huge second quarter by Bryan. I think the message from Homeyer is obviously we got back into this on the defensive end, and that led to things on the offensive end. They had a couple of shots, the confidence builds. It starts on the Stryker side. You're looking at Elijah Juilliard and Levi Barnum and telling them you've got to stay out of foul trouble here because Stryker is a totally different team when you lose 6'6", 6'4" off the floor. I mean, it totally changes what they look like defensively and really changes what they want to do on the offensive end.
So it'll be Stryker ball to start. Michael Donovan, Jacob Cadwell, Mateo Villanueva, Elijah Juilliard, and Levi Barnum. Bryan goes with their 5 of Jace Kepler, Evan Cox, Maddox Langenderfer, Carter Dominic, and Sam Harold. Stryker goes left to right. Top of the key, Cadwell bounces it high on the right elbow. It goes to Levi Barnum. Barnum hands it back to Donovan. Donovan puts it on the deck. Donovan getting to the rim. Layup, no, may have lost the handle a little bit coming out. Couldn't get the lay-in to go, but it is off Bryan and out of bounds, so Stryker ball.
Yeah, he had the defender beat off the dribble, but as he went up to gather the ball to shoot the layup, just kind of trickled off his finger a little bit.
Villanueva out on the left side to Juilliard, who will hand it to Cadwell. Cadwell, top of the key, gets a high ball screen from Juilliard. Pick and roll. Both defenders went with Juilliard. That leaves Cadwell, who cannot hit the jumper. Kepler the rebound, and now Juilliard just got his third.
Just what we talked about, and we talked about how his second came out between the circles on the offensive end. That's as the ball was being handed over to Bryan as they're getting ready to go the length of the floor. He gets it behind it. Boy, that is a huge foul here in this ball game.
31 seconds into the third quarter, number 3 on Elijah Juilliard.
He knows it too. Smart kid.
2 for a tie, 3 for a lead here with this first Bryan trip of the second half. Dominic hands it off to Langenderfer. Langenderfer on the wing it goes now. Pick and roll broken up. Kepler wanted to bounce it into Langenderfer. Good job defensively going with a roller that time, Villanueva.
Absolutely.
Here's Villanueva in the lane. Kick out now. Daniel Donovan fresh off the bench. The 3 is an air ball, no good. Rebound back to Stryker though. Top of the circle, Donovan again. That for 3, and that is no good as well. Putback is no good by Villanueva. 0 for 5. Bryan doesn't have a shot attempt yet. here in this third quarter, and Stryker's 0 for 5.
Boy, after they shot lights out in the opening quarter, it's just been a struggle at the offensive end since.
4 of 16 since that first quarter from the field. Here's Langendorfer. Top side it goes now to Harold. Harold in the lane, pushed on his way. Little left arm nudge that time. And the foul will go against Jacob Cadwell, his second. And it's Harold to the free throw line, who's 2 for 2 there.
The Bryan coaching staff really imploring Carter Dominic to post up Levi Barnum down low. A couple of kids, physical, size, kind of similar a little bit, but they know Barnum's got 2 fouls as well, and if they could somehow manage to get a third one out, he's going to have to sit down, and that just changes again how Stryker looks, especially on the defensive end.
Harold 2 out of 2 at the line, 4 for 4 for the night, 22 apiece. A reach and a foul as a trap was developing. The personal will be Maddox Langender for his first. Bryan has spread their fouls out nicely. Nobody even has 2 personals.
I think Bryan has played 9 here tonight. I think Stryker's gone 8 deep. So,
walking it up now will be Michael Donovan. Picked up by Cox. Hands to Barnum. Power dribbles to the right, to the corner to Daniel Donovan. 3-ball good. Daniel Donovan. His first 3 of the night. Stryker's third 3 of the game, and they reclaim the lead 25-22.
Good looking shot by the young sophomore.
Out high on the foul line to Dominic. He'll face up Barnum, put it on the deck, and that's going to be number 3 on Levi Barnum.
And that's what the coaching staff was imploring him to do. Post up, go after Barnum. First time down the floor, he got the message. They get him the ball, and here we are.
He'll stay in for right now with the 3. Dominic off the inbounds. That foul was on the floor. Double on Dominic, dumps it out to Cox. Top side, Langendorfer, shot fake into the lane. Muscles that one up and short, no good. Rebound, outlet, Daniel Donovan. Bounce pass to Michael Donovan. Trap was coming. Now out in front, here's Villanueva. Pushes it over to Cadwell. 5:35 to play in the third. 25-22 Stryker on the Andres O'Neill and Lowe scoreboard. Donovan missed Cadwell on the pick and roll. Now it's Barnum on the pick and roll. Now it's Cadwell to Barnum. Drop step out to Michael Donovan. He'll jack up a 3, no good. Rebound, Bryan and Dominic. And now it's Kepler. Kepler into the front court. Kepler waiting on the right side on the dribble. Lob into Dominic. Dominic flings it up, no good. Daniel Donovan comes down with the miss. Now it's Villanueva to Donovan. Over to Michael Donovan. Triple try, no. Rebound, Carter Dominic again. And now Cadwell got the steal. Hands to Barnum in the lane, a collision. It'll be a blocking foul on Sam Harold. That's his second of the night.
Savvy veteran move that time by Barnum. He saw the defender kind of waiting for him, so he kind of shifted his weight a little bit to the right. Didn't just run straight over him, kind of hip checked each other, and I think that's why he's at the free throw line.
First of 2. He hit the heel. It's nearly stuck there and then dropped in.
Very smart kid. So if there's one player I think that Tyler Willis is okay with on the floor in spurts with 3 fouls right now, I think it's Levi Barnum, but it's like he may be playing a little trade-off with him and Juilliard.
Boy, I'll tell you what, Matt Ripke needed a game like tonight. After a slow start, they break out offensively. They beat Hamilton, Indiana tonight, 57-11.
Oh, wow.
So Hamilton couldn't come on the schedule at a better time.
Well, that's huge. And just get some confidence. Just have a good feeling about yourself. Absolutely.
Boy. If you're Hamilton, you're thinking that ain't basketball, Sally. But a great win for Matt Ripke and Eden. He needed it.
Exactly. Slow start, build some of that confidence, practice a little more spirited tomorrow.
High post now to Dominic. By the way, Barnum did go take a seat with a that third foul, and a good job weaving his way to the rim. Carter Dominic with a finish.
That's there for him because it was Villanueva at 5'10" that drew the assignment because they don't want to put Juilliard on Dominic because he's got the 3 fouls.
And there's Juilliard inside who lays it in. They did a great job with the short corner entry, Adam.
He's got such soft hands. They get it to him. He never brings it down where the smaller guys can get their hands on it, just turns and flips it off the window.
6 for Juilliard. 29-24 Stryker. 3:40 left in the third. Good block by Juilliard as Dominic went right at him, and then Stryker turns it over. Here's Cox from the foul line, sticks the J. 7 for Evan Cox. Lead back to 3. 29-26. Stryker in front with a basketball. Villanueva gives it up. Daniel Donovan back to Villanueva. Villanueva now to the post to Juilliard. Here comes the double. Cutting inside, they find Villanueva. Fadeaway 3-footer, no good. Rebound to the miss to Cox, and now it's Kepler. Kepler right to left across the timeline. Bounce pass out high to Dominic. At the elbow, poked away by Juilliard, but tracked down by Dominic, and now it's Harold.
And watch Tyler Willis as Juilliard tries to swat that ball out of Dominic's hand.
Kepler directs traffic. Wants to get them into their set. Now it's Harold. Both teams have been man all night. 29-26, 2.5 to go in the third. Stryker with the lead, Bryan ball. Watson, left foul line extended. To the right point, Harold for the tie. Circles out, no good. Rebound, though, offensively. Kepler and Bryan, and another opportunity here. They'll go left to Cox. Dominic wants it. Instead, they'll go high side to Watson. Out high on the right to Kepler. Again, if you're just joining us, Juilliard playing with 3. Barnum sitting with 3 for Stryker. Bounce past Cox. Somehow got through. Harold blocked by Donovan on the wing. And it's Juilliard now with a basketball. And just as he was releasing a pass, timeout Stryker. 2 minutes left in the third. 29-26 Stryker. We'll be right back.
Have you always dreamed of starting your own business? Are you looking for ways to fund your child's education or save for retirement? Maybe you'd like to buy that dream home. Well, the State Bank can help you meet your financial goals, whatever they may be. With State Bank, you'll get all the products and services you expect from your bank with the personal attention of a locally operated community bank. Find a location near you today. State Bank, member FDIC, an equal housing lender.
Couple of other quick scores. Kalida leads Archibald 36-31, end of 3. That's girls. At the half, Swanton hammering Otsego 36-16. Timeout there to preserve possession, but Adam, almost through the third. What have you been seeing in this quarter and about both teams?
Well, again, Stryker had the big first quarter, Bryan the big second quarter, but since then it's just been a slugfest going after it. Maybe just a battle of attrition at this point. Who's going to be left in the fourth quarter? Stryker has a little more foul issues than Bryan does right now.
Full court pressure, Bryan. Stryker handles it. Barnum up ahead now to Will Donovan. Had it knocked away. Donovan got it back. Play-by-play dream here, Adam. When in doubt, I'm just throwing out Donovan. This is Daniel with it. We need to go first names when the Donovans have it. Now it's Cadwell. Back to Daniel. Far side, Michael Donovan. And a bump and a foul. Little nickel and dimer on Evan Cox, his second.
One of the things that the press by Bryan has done, it has speeded up Stryker a little bit faster than they've wanted to go at times. That time, though, Panthers doing a nice job getting into their set and going at their speed.
Here's Will Donovan to Daniel Donovan. Turns the corner, gets to the rim. Left hand is fouled on the play, and he'll shoot a pair.
Well, he knew as soon as he got the ball at the top of the key, the defender was behind him. And as he drove down that left side of the lane, there was no help until the last minute. Good strong move and a good drive to the basket by the sophomore Daniel Donovan.
Evan Cox becomes the first Bryan player to get a third personal. Here's Daniel Donovan to shoot a pair. First trip to the line tonight, in and out, no good. Langendorfer for Watson for the Bears.
Well, if you're Tyler Willis, part of the message is, as poorly as we played in the second quarter, as well as Bryan has played here in the second half, you're still up 3, and you've got foul issues. So,
next one from Donovan, circles around, no good. The board to Harold and Bryan. Now it's Kepler, 90 seconds to go in the third. Kepler almost drug that pivot foot. Snaps it right to Langendorfer and gets it right back now. Kepler gets in the lane. Kepler with a left hand, no good. Rebound put back, though, for the Bears, and it's 29-28 now.
Kepler just didn't give up on it, Andy. Missed the first one, got his own rebound, threw it back up and in.
That's his first basket of the night, and Stryker's lead down to 1. Late third. Cadwell on the wing, inside. Nice look to Barnum, and Bryan went to sleep defensively and an easy lay-in.
Great feed from Cadwell. Better cut by Barnum. Put those two together, and they get an easy bucket.
31-28. Here's Cox. Throws it out on top to Harold. Around the horn to Kepler. 40 seconds to go in the third. 31-28 Stryker. It's been a good one here tonight in Panthers country. Between the circle dribble, Kepler. Picked up by Will Donovan. Bounce pass to the post, Harold. Harold, muscle move, finish. Sam Harold is a load. It's not like he is a tall kid, but he is bulky on the interior.
He's a thick 5'11" and used a good ball fake to get his defender off his feet.
Stryker wants one with 12 to shoot. 31-30 Panthers. Here's Donovan. Daniel at the foul line. 17-footer, step back, no. Rebound goes to Bryan. Cox launches for three, and that'll do it for the third quarter. 31-30, Stryker clings to the lead. 3 in the books here on V-Rock Sports.
When you're in need of a new appliance, go to your local appliance dealer, Direct Link Appliance and Hardware in Bryan. They carry new, used, and scratch and dent appliances. They carry the brands you need: Speed Queen, Whirlpool, Maytag, KitchenAid, Amana, and GE. Many in stock for you to take home today. Then when you have something wrong in years to come, Direct Link will also service everything. No need to call that 800 number and talk to someone you don't know. Just call Direct Link at 419-636-4541, and they'll be out to fix it for you whether it's under warranty or not. Direct Link Appliance and Hardware in Bryan, your local appliance dealer.
Newcomer Schaefer, Spangler, Brininger, and Rakes has served Northwest Ohio for over 120 years, and they provide a full range of legal services, including real estate transactions, estate planning and trust administration, elder law, family law, business planning and litigation, personal injury, workers' comp, criminal and traffic defense, and more. Newcomer Schaefer, Spangler, Brininger, and Rakes also supports the athletes in schools in Northwest Ohio and wish them the best of luck in this game.
Settle in, 31-30 Stryker. Got a fun at least 8 minutes of basketball left, Adam.
Absolutely. I mean, at the beginning of the game, we didn't know if we were going to have one, but you got to credit Bryan for getting back into this one, and then at the same time, to Stryker, when they made their big run, not just folding and saying, oh, we're done. So this has been a good one here tonight.
Harold, Langendorfer, Dominic, Kepler, and Cox on the floor for the Bears. Juilliard, who's guarding Kepler, backing up. Kepler lost the handle and fumbled it out of bounds.
Okay, here's the issue. Obviously, if you're Bryan, you want to go at Barnum, you want to go at Juilliard because they're in foul trouble. But you got to be smart about it. You can't just go in there with reckless abandon hoping that you get the whistle.
1-2-2 pressure. Michael Donovan has it in the front court. Out there with Cadwell, Barnum, Juilliard, and Villanueva. Donovan baseline right. Donovan just below the foul line. Down to Juilliard. Single coverage right now. No help. Turnaround no good from Juilliard. Rebound to Langendorfer. Good defensive possession for the Bears. They've mixed it a little bit here, Adam. Single coverage, double coverage.
They've given him different looks when he gets the ball at that low post.
Now with it is Langendorfer. Been a long time since Bryan. They led 2-0, and that's it in this one. Out high it goes to Carter Dominic. Dominic, dribble drive on Juilliard. Kick out for the lead. Langendorfer no good for three. Rebound tapped away. It's off. Stryker.
Ag are going to have an overrule here, Andy.
I say initially. Dean Rose saw it different. Immediately they're going to come together.
No.
It's going to stay with Bryan.
Well, we don't have the best angle in the world, but that definitely looked like it went off a Golden Bear.
Looking, Kepler snaps it off and got it into Harold. Now Kepler comes and gets it. Bryan 1-4. Stryker 2-2. Stryker won last year in Bryan. Here's Cox, top of the circle. 6:40 and counting in regulation. 31-30 Stryker on the Andres O'Neill and Lowe scoreboard. Stryker man. Langendorfer gets a screen. Langendorfer picks up his dribble. Langendorfer needs help. Flashing out now is Cox. He'll give to Kepler. Kepler near midcourt. Kepler traveled with a basketball. I think Brock Homeyer wants a timeout. He does. 6:15 remaining. 31-30. Stryker with the lead. We'll be back.
Since 1875, 4 generations of the Krill family have served this area. Krill Funeral Service realizes that the end can be a difficult and emotional time. They will guide you through each and every step of the funeral process, carefully and with integrity. Krill Funeral Service expresses appreciation for your trust in them, and they'll continue to be there for you in times of need. Krill Funeral Service of Edgerton, Eden, and on West Mulberry Street in Bryan, where they offer an on-site crematory.
If you've been thinking about a remodeling project for your home or business, Thiel Supply Center in Blakesley should be your first choice. Thiel Supply Center in Blakesley not only has all the lumber for that project, they also have all the building supplies you'll need, along with everything you need for the project, including the cabinetry, plus the expertise to help make your home even more beautiful. It's all at Thiel Supply Center, located in Blakesley. Thiel Supply Center, wishing good luck to all the players in tonight's game.
Well, we welcome you back to Stryker, 31-30. Quick game reset. Stryker on top. Both teams with 3 timeouts left. 3 team fouls on Stryker, 4 on Bryan, and the possession arrow right now favors Stryker.
Give credit to Barnum and Juilliard. Andy Juilliard got his third early in that third quarter. They've both been able to give good minutes in the second half, both still sitting with 3 fouls.
Cadwell, hard dribble into the front court. Circles from left to the right side now. Gives it up on the wing. Barnum short down inside. Juilliard sticks it in easily. Taking advantage of the 6'6" Elijah Juilliard, and that was an easy look. He has 8. It's 33-30 Panthers.
Help from the backside came way too late, and he's just too good when he gets that close to the rim.
Here's Kepler. Touches it off now to Dominic. Dominic, dribble drive, kick out. Harold now gets in the lane. 12-footer, no. Rebound, Stryker. Juilliard gives it up now to Cadwell. Cadwell goes left. Cadwell, just 2 tonight for him. Now Juilliard has it, gives right back to Cadwell. Cadwell at the foul line, pull-up jumper, no good. Out of bounds, off Bryan. Stops the clock at the 5:19 mark.
Sometimes the basketball gods, Andy, just have a way of evening things out a little bit.
They sure do. 33-30 Stryker. They've led this one by as many as 12, that in the first half. Off the inbounds, it goes to Cadwell. Cadwell on the baseline. Cadwell down to the post, Juilliard. Foul line, Barnum. Barnum elevates on the move, no good. Rebound, Bryan. Cox doesn't have numbers. Cox will still take it, and a part block by one guy, and then a foul also
if that's
called.
on Barnum, that's his 4th, Andy.
It is. So now 4 on Levi Barnum as Evan Cox shoots a pair. First trip to the line tonight for Cox.
And decision time for Tyler Willis. What's he going to do with Levi Barnum and those 4 fouls?
Cox knocks in the first one to give him 8 now. Joe Watson, Carter Dominic exchange there. Watson is in. Villanueva for Barnum with 5:01 remaining. It'll be interesting to see, is this going to be a stint on the bench, or will we see the dead ball and getting back in for offense substitution?
I would assume we'll see him down for at least a minute and a half, unless Juilliard gets hit with his 4th quickly. Then you're going to see Barnum, I think, back in for Juilliard.
Lane violation, Bryan on the free throw.
I think Tyler Andy's going to want to keep at least one of them on the floor at all times if he can.
33-31 Stryker, Panther basketball. There's that 3-quarter court pressure from the Bears. 1-2-2. Koenig is in. Middle of the floor, Daniel Donovan, who just came in. Donovan down low. Donovan swarmed defensively, and they're going to get steps on him. Now, Tyler Willis is asking Dave Tingley, how did you call that from out near midcourt, and two other officials went near the basketball? That's his argument.
He was under the basket, and the official out near the scorer's table was the one that whistled it.
So now Bryan, 2 for the tie, 3 for the lead. Nearing 4.5 minutes to play in this game. Here's Cox into the lane. Bounce pass, threw it wide. He thought Watson was cutting. Watson wasn't cutting. He was spotting, and it goes into the Bryan cheerleaders.
You know, the coach's argument is always, that's not your call, you know, that sort of thing. But if they see it, they see it. Doesn't matter where you are on the floor.
Here's Cadwell. Bounce pass near side, Daniel Donovan. Trap was coming, goes back to the far side to Cadwell. Cadwell across midcourt, now to Donovan. Donovan baseline right, and now on the wing right. Here's Villanueva. Corner right side. Daniel Donovan to a cutting Juilliard. Juilliard cutting now. Cadwell flips it up. No, but he's fouled on the lay-in attempt, and 2 shots for Jacob Cadwell.
A great look by Juilliard because they had him double-teamed well, and he was just looking for an outlet. And credit Jacob Cadwell for cutting without the basketball, helping his teammate out. He's rewarded with a couple of free throws.
And that's a big number 4 on number 4, Evan Cox. Cadwell knocks in the free throw.
Cox playing a big role here tonight defensively, second leading rebounder for the Bears here tonight, so that's a big presence. So for the first time tonight, we see Brock Homemeyer having to manipulate the lineup a little bit.
Harold back in place of Cox. Jace Kepler at the scorer's table is ready to come back after Cadwell swishes the second free throw. And that'll be for Dylan Koenig, who had just come on for a brief cup of coffee there. Halfway home in the fourth. Stryker 35, Bryan 31. Thursday night boys basketball. Top of the key, Bryan ball, Watson. Now to Kepler. Playing off him is Villanueva. On the wing it goes now to Langendorfer. To Harold. Pulls his way to the rim. Shot no good. Rebound off of Bryan. Again, Bryan wants full court pressure. Juilliard into Donovan. And it's a clear out now. Michael Donovan, right hand dribble into the front court. Stryker trying for their 3rd straight win. Bryan trying to end a 4-game losing streak. Donovan gives it up to Villanueva. Now to the right side, it's Daniel Donovan. Pick and roll was Villanueva, never had it. Hands to Cadwell. 3:23, 3:22, 35-31 Stryker. Here's Juilliard to Cadwell, right side, and it's going to be a turnover. Villanueva was going to set a down screen, and the pass came, and it bounces off him out of bounds.
Well, that's what we talked about at the pregame show. Maximize your possessions. They did everything right. They beat the press okay. It was just a token, but they got it across. They got into their sets, working it around, got the motion going, and then just a poor communication on the side leads to the turnover.
It's time, Adam. Barnum is checked back in with 4 fouls.
Sat down for about 2 minutes.
And Cox remains out for Bryan with 4, although he's at the table now. Pell's in for Bryan. Here's Kepler. Goes left to Harold. Under 3 to go in regulation. Here's Langendorfer to Kepler. 35-31 Stryker. High post to Pells. Now to Langendorfer. Threw it hard. Bounced off his hands and head and right back to Pells. Now Dominic dumps it out to Kepler. Clock moving. Nearing 2.5 minutes to play. 35-31. Both teams, by the way, with fouls to give. Harold, no shot. Travel on Sam Harold. It's turned back over to Stryker before any contact had happened.
Bryan had 6 turnovers, Andy, through 3 quarters. They already have 4 here in the 4th quarter.
Here's Barnum bouncing it into Cadwell. Stryker will be even more deliberate if they get into their half court here. Up 4, 2:20 to go. Michael Donovan over to Barnum. Back to Donovan. Donovan out to the top of the key. Barnum had it knocked away. Harold with a hustle play, got it to Maddox. Langendorfer now for Cox. And speaking of a hustle play, great job getting back by Cadwell to break it up and save a lay-in.
Not to be outdone, Stryker had 5 TOs through 3. Now they've got 3 in this 4th quarter. Low possession game. those turnovers are magnified.
Inbounds pass kicked by Levi Barnum. So Bryan will bring it in again. 35-31 Panthers, 2:08 remaining in regulation.
Well, Stryker really getting after it defensively here in the fourth quarter.
It's brought into Dominic. Dominic hands it now to Glangander for spin move and fouled on the way up at the 2:03 mark. The foul will be Juilliard, and it's his fourth. So Barnum and Juilliard with 4 for Stryker. Cox has 4 for Bryan. Langendorfer 0 for 3 at the foul line. 0 for 4 at the foul line.
And neither team really taking all advantage of that free throw line. As you said, the big foul on Juilliard is 4th. See if Bryan goes after him.
Langendorfer trying to get it to a one-possession game, and does as he makes that free throw. 35-32 Stryker. Under 2 minutes remaining. By the way, both teams have 1 foul to give. Both teams with 3 timeouts. Cadwell, left side, picks his dribble up. Cadwell, a reach and a foul on Kepler. That's the last foul Bryan had. So that's a second personal foul on Jace Kepler.
Could come down to a free throw line, Andy, and that doesn't really give you a lot of confidence on either side here tonight, the way they've been shooting.
Barnum not being guarded. Somebody needs the flash. It does come into Daniel Donovan. Donovan across midcourt. Donovan right side off the right wing jump shot. No good. And Kyle Miller says it's going to be off Stryker. It was touched by Stryker while standing on the baseline. Yep. So Bryan ball. Here's Villanueva back in for the Panthers for Daniel Donovan. 35-32. Stryker in front. Kepler gives it up to Langendorfer. Langendorfer dribble drive, now finds Harold, launches a 3. Bullseye! Money! Sam Harold. We're deadlocked at 35.
They've been waiting on that shot to fall all night, and it comes at the most opportune time.
Cadwell picks his dribble up. Now goes to Juilliard. And a timeout, Stryker, with 1:16 remaining. Sam Harold has tied it at 35. We're back in 30 seconds.
If your list has a do-it-yourselfer on it, then the only place for you to shop is Donaldson's Ace Hardware on North Union Street in Bryan. VersaStack 230-piece wrench set for only $129. DeWalt lithium-ion compact drill driver kit, impact driver, orbital sander tool only, Bluetooth job site speaker, or a 2-pack of compact batteries, all for only $99 each with Ace Rewards. Basically, you'll find everything your craftsman or do-it-yourselfer needs to start or finish that project, from cordless power tools to screwdrivers. Don't know for sure what they need? A gift certificate is always just right. All at Donaldson's Ace Hardware in Bryan.
Good luck and go Panthers from everyone associated with the Stryker Athletic Boosters. The Stryker Athletic Boosters is always proud to be a part of Stryker Athletics, and they want to salute the hard work of all the athletes that are competing this season. If you'd like to be a member of the Stryker Athletic Boosters, contact a coach or a booster member. Good luck and go Panthers from everyone associated with the Stryker Athletic Boosters.
Stryker basketball, $1:16 remaining in a 35-all tie, Adam.
Got to get the ball inside to Juilliard and work inside out. But when the one thing we do know, Andy,
Cadwell from 3, no good.
I was going to say the one thing we do know, they'll be patient. They weren't that time.
Rebound Bears. They were up 2-0 in this one, and that has been it.
Will they hold it for the final shot and try to burn off the last minute?
We just dropped under a minute to go. Game hanging in the balance. Deadlocked at 35. Harold to Kepler. Kepler gives to Harold. Far right side to Langendorfer. Langendorfer to Cox. Stryker man-to-man. 3 timeouts for the Bears at their disposal. Stryker has a foul to give and a timeout, Brock Homeyer. 35 seconds left. 35 apiece. Back for the finish in a moment.
U-Store Storage in Bryan has 44 new 10 by 20 storage units available on Edgerton Street in Bryan. With 24-hour access and well-lit facilities, U-Store Storage has a unit just for you. Residential and commercial warehouse space is also available. Looking for a storage unit in the Stryker area? Stryker Mini Storage on Industrial Drive has units as well. For all your storage needs, give U-Store Storage or Stryker Mini Storage a call at 419-636-2545.
35-35, Bryan and Stryker. Now, Adam, if you're first, Bryan, do you bring it all the way down now?
Oh, absolutely.
And who do you like? What do you like drawn up?
You got Langendorfer, Kepler, Cox on the perimeter. The ability to drive and get space from your defender. Then it opens up for Harold on the perimeter, but don't sleep on Carter Dominic, because once you beat your defender off the dribble, that help is going to come, and if it comes, it's an easy dump-off down low to Dominic. But I would look for Langendorfer, Kepler, Cox, one of those three, to get the ball out at the top and try to get some sort of dribble penetration.
Both teams starting 5 on the floor.
Stryker still has a foul to give, Andy.
Here's Harold. Harold trap, gives it to Cox. Cox with 25 seconds, picks his dribble up, goes right side to Langendorfer. Langendorfer with a trap coming. Another Bryan timeout, and this time we're going to stay right here.
Hats off to Tyler Willis, because he's seen what Bryan has been doing here in the second half, and it would have been very easy for him just to match up in man and say, okay, your best on our best, let's see what happens, because to be honest, Bryan has had success. So what does Tyler Willis come out and do? As soon as the ball gets out on one of the wings off the first pass, they're jumping it and double teaming it, and you just saw it made Bryan uncomfortable because they hadn't seen it here tonight, got them a little bit out of their rhythm, and so that's why Brock then decides to take the timeout, because they hadn't really seen much of that here tonight.
20.7 remaining, 35-35. 5 team fouls on Stryker, so again, 1 to give. 6 on the Bears, 1 timeout left for Bryan, 2 for Stryker, and if we have a jump ball, Stryker has the arrow.
And if you're Tyler Willis and the Stryker coaching staff, if you are telling your kids, if you are guarding someone out on the perimeter and they start and you can feel it, and as a defender, you know when you've been beat. And if you are getting beat, do not hesitate to swat or try to swipe, do something, but get the foul. Make sure it's not in the act of shooting, because you've got that 1 to give. Use it when you can.
Cadwell, Donovan, Villanueva, Juilliard, and Barnum for Stryker. Cox, Langendorfer, Dominic, Kepler, and Harold will be the inbounder for the Bears. Harold into the backcourt to Kepler. Game on the line. There's a trap coming at Kepler. Gives it up to Langendorfer. 13 to shoot. Kepler, foul line to Dominic. They play off him. Shot is blocked. Loose ball Bears. Harold with 6. Harold with 5. Here's Dominic again, and just before Dominic got to his move, Brock Homeyer will spend his final timeout with 4 seconds remaining. Huge block defensively for the Panthers.
Jacob Cadwell, Andy, because the ball went to the high post. Dominic had it, and Juilliard was kind of caught in no man's land. He didn't know if he should come on out or if he'd stay back and protect the rim. Chose to kind of stay back and protect the rim a little bit. That opened up about a 13-foot jump shot for Dominic, but credit Cadwell, coming from behind, swatted it away, and still not getting hit with the foul. 4.2, that foul to give is just huge right now for the Panthers.
Same lineups coming out onto the floor.
We'll see, because they came out, Stryker did the last time, double teaming right away again. That's 2 possessions in a row. We'll see if they choose to do that off the baseline inbound here.
The inbounds person this time is going to be Jace Kepler. Last time it was Harold. It'll be Kepler now. They go stack on the near side, stack high post. Out of bounds play. Backside wide open. Layup Langendorfer. Timeout Stryker. Wonderfully executed out of bounds play, and Stryker so good all night defensively, Adam, went to sleep.
Andy, I'm going to take you back to the first quarter. They ran the same out of bounds play, and it was Joe Watson that came off the screen, and the pass, it was right there. And remember, the pass came and he just bobbled it a little bit, and it kind of threw it off. And that's not just to point out Watson or anything like that. It's just to point out what happened. They ran the exact same out-of-bounds play at the other end of the floor. The pass is caught cleanly, and it's an easy layup because it's all in rhythm and everything. The screens, both times, it's those little things. They make the correction, catch it, went up. Beautifully designed play. Credit those Golden Bears that have that double screen on the other side of the paint.
Maddox, Langendorfer right now. They did add a little time. So we're at 2.1. Stryker needs to go the length of the floor here to get any kind of a shot away.
And again, that's not to point out what happened, with Joe on the other side of everything. It's just to point out how those little things can add up to big things out there. And the difference between, if he doesn't catch that ball cleanly, it maybe goes out of bounds. It gives Stryker a chance to come over and maybe defend it a little better. He's got to go to the free throw line. But
a lot of times you think when you got to go full court now, can we get it to half court? I don't know at 2.1 if they can get it to half court. Another timeout, maybe.
They've got 2 timeouts.
They do.
Yeah, but you're thinking you want to pass somewhere around, if you could get it to half court, you're absolutely. And you've got kids that can launch it. We'll see if they're going to play it or if they're going to get a quick timeout.
They'll guard Daniel Donovan as the inbounds person. They put Watson and some length on the ball. Donovan. Now it comes to Cadwell. Baseball pass, Donovan. Tipped away by Bryan. It's Langendorfer that got the deflection. A hard collision at midcourt. And the time has expired. And Langendorfer, this is a tough way for the game to end. Langendorfer down on the deck at midcourt. He got the deflection and crashed hard into his teammate, Sam Harold. And now the utmost concern, this place has gone from eruption to a Bryan win to now the concern for Maddox Langendorfer at midcourt.
Well, it was nothing more than just like a go route down the left sideline, and he threw it, and unfortunately he had multiple guys going after the ball, jumping forward, and just kind of made contact, and you hope for the best here.
That's how the game will end. Langendorfer with the lay-in, Langendorfer with the defensive play. I think that's how the game will end. And now we've got unnecessary shouting back and forth from both sets of fans for whatever reason. Langendorfer is up. Is it ball game? Now the officials, hold on just a second. The officials have come together. We're not going anywhere. The clocks show 0. It was a deflection and a collision. Did 2.1 go off the clock in all of that? That's the question that they're having right now.
Well,
who had the ball?
Well, unless they called a foul, it should be ball game, right? Unless they call some sort of a foul.
They're going back to their benches, so this thing isn't over. Because as soon as that ball got deflected, it became a loose ball. So who grabbed possession? Evidently, Stryker grabbed possession.
And they're saying they called timeout right away?
I'd love, we need a mic down there right now. We need our little friend LK. He'd be down there with that mic in that huddle up to get us an answer.
Trying to stretch out on his
They can't put 2.1. They cannot put 2.1 because the ball was touched. It ricocheted. It's a do-over because they're going back to the spot that they were. Oh, my goodness. The ball was touched at midcourt. I don't care about the collision. He's up. He's okay now. He's not on the floor. I shouldn't say I don't care. But there's no way, Adam, that there should be time on the clock because the ball was touched.
All right, so the only way that the ball goes back here to this spot on the baseline on the backside is if the pass wouldn't have been touched and went out of bounds without anyone touching it. Then it goes back there. But the pass was clearly tipped at midcourt. So something had to go off.
You can't leave 2.1 on the clock. I don't know what the time is, but you can't have 2.1. We started with 2.1 and we had a deflection. Kevin Holmeyer needs to get back in the huddle.
Yeah.
His team is up right now. And this isn't Brock, it's Dad Kevin. He needs to get back because you'd hate to have a technical called when you're up 2 with time on the clock. He has retreated. We're going to the other end, and it's as if the last play didn't happen.
I'd like to hear the explanation behind that, but it is what it is, Andy.
Okay, so Daniel Donovan to inbounds again at 2.1. It's Michael Donovan from half court for the win. No! It was online and just a little bit short.
Oh, was it ever? And you're just thinking to yourself, oh, my goodness.
So Bryan wins twice tonight, really. They got the deflection and knockaway, and then they survive what would have been a 3 at the buzzer. How about that finish? How about that Thursday game? And your final, 37-35. Bears end a 4-game skid. Back for the post-game show in just a moment.
Camco Industries, with facilities located in West Unity, Ohio and Morenci, Michigan, has openings on all 3 shifts for production and assembly operators. We manufacture interior plastic products for the automotive industry. As an operator, you will be required to visually inspect, trim, assemble, and pack parts, as well as label containers. You must be able to pass an entry-level test and a substance abuse test. Camco also has openings for shipping associates, material handlers, and production leads. Camco offers a complete benefit package along with a bonus for the successful completion of probationary status, an attendance bonus, and a referral bonus. If you would like to join our team, please complete an application online at www.kumi-na.com or in person at Camco, 1001 East Jackson Street, West Unity, Ohio, Monday through Friday from 8 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. All rehires will be considered for employment.
You never know what life will throw your way, so you always need to be protected. At Danielle Van Atta Agency in Bryan, they will take care of you. With years of experience and expertise in the field, Danielle and her team will get you headed in the right direction with your home, auto, life, or business insurance. So when life throws something at you, you know you're protected the right way. Contact Danielle Van Atta Agency today at 1318 East High Street, Suite A in Bryan, or call 419-636-0408. Danielle Van Atta Agency, ready to help protect you.
Hi, I'm Paul Rorick Jr. at the Fackler Monument Company in Montpelier, Ohio. We hope that you and your family will have the best that the holiday season affords. The best of health, the best of family, and the best of happiness. The Fackler Monument Company sincerely wishes that you and your loved ones are safe this season and that the coming year will bring you success and happiness. Have a very Merry Christmas and the happiest of New Years from Fackler Monument Company in Montpelier, Ohio. Serving families since 1924.
Hi, Dan Stuckey here, broker owner of Real Estate Advantage Team. Are you thinking of buying a home, but you're hesitant because of the rising interest rates? Well, don't be. Historically, rates are still very low. While not at their lowest, rates are nowhere near where they were back in the 1980s and 1990s. Home prices are stabilizing, and there are more homes coming on the market. So don't wait until interest rates climb to 9 or 10% or even higher to make your move. Call me today, and I will help guide you through the entire process. From finding financing to handing you the keys to your new home at closing, I am with you every step of the way. With over 25 years of real estate experience, I am your trusted real estate advisor. And as a Christian-based business, when you buy your home through Real Estate Advantage Team, I will donate 10% of the company's net income from your sale to a church or nonprofit charity of your choice, honoring you as the reason for the donation. So let's get you moving. Call 419-636-5100. That's 419-636-5100.
When you're inside this winter, you want to not only be warm, but also have great indoor air quality. Well, Stark's Plumbing and Heating Services features it all with Lennox and iWave. iWave safely treats the air throughout your home, plus kills mold, bacteria, and viruses. It also reduces odors from pets and cooking, reduces allergens, smoke, static electricity, and dust in the air. And best of all, no maintenance, no bulb, no other parts to replace. Check out Stark's at starksphs.com or phone toll-free 1-800-329-4040.
Import cars and trucks are amazing, but fixing them creates a dilemma. Do you go to the city for service and repairs? Well, it's time for a change. Jason Dietz Automotive Services on State Route 6, just east of Edgerton, is the answer. If you own a Volkswagen, Toyota, Honda, BMW, Mercedes, or any other Asian or European vehicle, Jason Dietz Automotive Services has you covered. With over 30 years of experience on imports, Dave Brown and Sam Bailey are the experts that can fix it right the first time. So if you're looking for a mechanic that can fix the problem your last mechanic couldn't, call 419-298-0777 and make your appointment today.
Have you always dreamed of starting your own business? Are you looking for ways to fund your child's education or save for retirement? Maybe you'd like to buy that dream home. Well, the State Bank can help you meet your financial goals, whatever they may be. With State Bank, you'll get all the products and services you expect from your bank with the personal attention of a locally operated community bank. Find a location near you today. State Bank, member FDIC, an equal housing lender.
Welcome back out here to Bryan, where the Bears, who trailed pretty much all night and by as many as 12 at one time, rally Adam Gubernath to get the win. A little controversy or confusion at the end in this one, but first let's go back to the offensive play. That great out-of-bounds play that got Maddox Langendorfer open in the lay-in, and you made a great point about that. I guess just wonderfully executed.
Yeah,
Stryker wasn't at their best defensively, but Bryan did a great job on the screens and the cross screens and did a great job finishing.
I mean, in its simplistic form, it's so easy. You've got two guys that are coming over, setting a screen. You run off the screen, you catch it, you shoot it. But it's so much more complicated. And again, in the first half, we saw when they ran something very similar underneath the basket, it just was off by just a bit, and it ended up being nothing. Here they executed it perfectly. They got the ball right where they wanted, and Langendorfer went right up and put it up and in. And, boy, what a huge win after what was just an abysmal start to this game here tonight for Bryan.
Yeah, and then at the end, we don't have an explanation. We wish we could give you something here at the end, but Bryan inbounded it. There was a collision. It was broken up by Maddox Langendorfer on the defensive end, which, by the way, Maddox Langendorfer's lay-in is going to be our best one tire in service, best play of the game for the game winner. But broke it up, tapped it out of bounds, heavy collision. Zeros were on the clock. Officials got together, rightly so. Something should have been done. But first of all, you don't go back to the spot. Second of all, you don't put the 2.1 back on. Third of all, first inbounds play, you could roam the sidelines or the baseline. Second time, it was a spot.
Yeah.
So I think if anything else, that ball should have been at midcourt, and I don't know, maybe 0.6. I mean, 0.5. I'm just throwing out a number, but we know not 2.1. We know that.
And not back there because, again, the thinking that the only way the ball goes back to that spot is if the inbounds pass wouldn't have been touched and it goes out of bounds on some other area of the court. I'm sure there's an explanation that we're maybe missing or something. I just don't know what it is, but it was just definitely about the weirdest finish to a ball game we've seen in a while.
Well, both teams connected on the same amount of field goals, 14. Bryan was 14 of 35, 4 of 10 from the free throw line, or from the three-point line. Stryker was 14 of 40. They were just 4 of 19 in the second half of play. 14 of 40, 3 of 12 shooting threes. Bryan 8 of 17 at the foul line. They did just enough there. They did outscore Stryker, so another small difference in the game. Stryker was 4 of 9 at the free throw line. Individual scoring. Sam Harold led the way for Bryan with 12. Maddox Langendorfer 9. Evan Cox with 8. Joe Watson 4. Carter Dominic 2. Jace Kepler 2 for the total of 37. For Stryker tonight, nobody in double figures. Elijah Juilliard with 8. Levi Barnum with 8. Michael Donovan with 6. Daniel Donovan scored 5. Jacob Cadwell 4. Mateo Villanueva 4 in that scoring column there. Adam?
Turnover-wise, 10 in the game for Bryan, 9 in the game for Stryker. I think both teams can be happy with those numbers, although they both had 4 in that fourth quarter. But we talked about Andy in the pregame show. What did Brock Homemeyer want to see out of his kids tonight? Be more physical than what they've been and compete on the boards. And they were definitely more physical than what we've seen them in the past here tonight. They out-rebounded Stryker by 8 in the second half. out-rebounded them by 9 for the game. Jace Kepler had 7 to lead the way for the Bears. Daniel Donovan had 4 to lead the way for the Panthers, but they were the more physical team in the second half, and they really got after it on the glass here tonight.
So Bryan escapes on the road. Hey, they're 2-0 against Williams County. They defeat Edgerton on opening night. They knock off what we still think is going to be a pretty solid Stryker team when all is said and done, although I'm not sure Tyler Willis wants to see us back here.
Yeah, he may not want
on back-to-back Thursdays.
Your calls anymore, but we talked about in the pregame as well about how big of a deal it is for the other county schools to play Bryan because they are the big school in the county. Don't underestimate what that does for Bryan. That's bragging rights as well, and so they want to do that. And I tell you, after they played so poorly in the first quarter, hats off to them.
14-2.
Yeah.
They were down.
And they didn't look good doing it. And to regroup is a testament to the coaching staff, the mental toughness of these kids. And we knew it was going to be a battle here tonight, and it seems like any time we do a Stryker game, it goes down to the wire as well.
And they have doubled their win total from last year. It was a rough year at 1-21. They're 2-4 now. It's a baby step now. Where do you take it from here? You've got a fantastic Defiance team coming to your place on Saturday night and 0 people giving you a chance at even competing, let alone winning.
And it's going to be a whole nother animal altogether when they match up against a very talented Defiance team. But you have an enjoyable bus ride home tonight. You get a good night of sleep, and you come back ready to work tomorrow, and you get back at it. But just these little wins, we talked about it with the Eden win here tonight,
Yep.
Makes practice tomorrow a little bit more lively, and you feel good about yourself. And you saw the confidence with Bryan grow as the game went on, especially on the offensive end here tonight.
So Bryan moves to 2-4. They're hosting Defiance Saturday. We'll have that game here on B-Rock. Stryker drops to 2-3 on the season. And next up for the Panthers will be a matchup on Tuesday night at Edgerton. We'll see Stryker again next Thursday, although it's on the road at North Central next Thursday night. Tomorrow night, Wauseon at Edgerton on B-Rock, and as we said, Defiance at Bryan on Saturday. Our thanks to Kent Holsopple, the athletic director here at Stryker, the coaches for their time in prep, Brock Homeyer and Tyler Willis. And again, thanks to Ben back at our studios for running Command Central there. Terrific matchup tonight. Bryan wins on a Maddox Langander for lay-in with 2 seconds to play. Bears on the road win at 37-35. So long, everybody.